King Salman, he built a palace that is considered to be, according to many people, the palace of Dajjal. He has trillions of dollars, the Saudi kingdom. Now, I do not agree with all the numbers. Sometimes it can be inflated, but this video I want to present to you. I have not watched this video before. I want to present this video to you so that you can have an idea of rough idea from a very unknown source. I cannot trust this source, but if you take a look at this video, the evidences that they're providing, it is very, very compelling. So you have an idea what does it mean to have a palace, the Dajjalic wealth, if you like, according to so many people. Let's take a listen at this video, and we'll talk more about this before we end. But I also want to let you know I'm wearing something very strange. I don't know what you call it, flashy. I don't know. But let's take a look at this video, and inshallah we'll make some important comments. So let's play this.
Fancy. When it comes to wealth, there are few groups that have more than royal families. While modern tech CEOs or luxury brand magnates can afford fancy mansions all over the globe, royal families can scoop up palaces all over the world. While A-list celebrities are flying around on private jets, royal families are taking their private helicopters to their $500 million yachts. With an estimated net wealth of over $1.5 trillion, the family has one of the biggest fortunes on earth. Today, we're going to take a look at the royal family, specifically the King of Saudi Arabia, Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. We'll explore his rise to power, his dozens of lavish properties, and even the controversy and corruption that swirls around him. King Salman is a member of the House of Saud, the ruling family of Saudi Arabia that can be traced back to the 1700s. The family earned almost all of their immense wealth from oil, and to this day, they're earning money from it still. King Salman was one of 45 sons born to Ibn Saud, the first king of Saudi Arabia. From the beginning, he lived a life of luxury, one of the Suderi Seven, the seven sons of his father's favorite wife. He was one of the most respected children in the royal family. He was raised in Maruba Palace, a prominent palace outside of modern-day Riyadh. The palace was a spectacle in its time. 2 stories with 32 rooms, servant quarters, lush courtyards, ornamental carvings, and at the time,
Wow.
the only electricity and telephones
Crazy.
in Saudi Arabia. King Salman went to school to get an extensive education, but he didn't go to any random school. His father, the king, created a school called the Prince's School that was made just for his sons and the children of important business people. Imagine having enough money to build an entire school just to educate your kid. When he turned 19, King Salman got his first job in the kingdom. In 1954, he became the deputy governor. Then, in 1963, he became the provincial governor. His power as governor lasted for 48 years. During that time, he helped develop Riyadh from a small desert town into the booming metropolis that it is today. He oversaw the building of malls, museums, and luxury businesses to pull wealthy tourists into the city. During this time, he was adamant about developing healthy relationships with Europe and the West, which further helped stabilize Riyadh financially. As time passed, his role only grew. In 2011, he became the second deputy prime minister and the minister of defense, the latter of which would bring controversy to his power. Then,
Guys, I just want to make mention one thing. All of this wealth, they came from Saudi oil money, as we all know, probably. But at the same time, this money, it came also because of the help of United States. They helped with the petrodollar. They helped the infrastructure of the oil installations in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. They help with a lot of things. They help build roads and whatnot, with all of this money coming to Saudi Arabia. So this money that they have today, it is a combination of few things. Good decisions in terms of economy, also at the same time getting help from other people from outside, which is in this case United States of America. So Saudi Arabia, they have been successful for many reasons, not just one or two. Now, well, there are a lot of other countries I want to make mention too. There are a lot of other countries that are very, very wealthy in terms of natural resources. However, because they're not getting help, or they are not willing to take help from outside their country, from a foreign industry, from a foreign company, they are not able to reach to their potential limit. If United States, for example, help out Iran to pump out more oil, or Venezuela for gas, you can imagine they will be very, very rich. So Saudi Arabia took full advantage of that. I think Pakistan right now, they also have a lot of natural resources, but again, they are taking help. They are not taking help from US. Now they're helping, they're trying to get help from China. So it can depend. China, if they're helping Pakistan the way the US could, then of course Pakistan will also become very, very wealthy. A lot of Muslim nations, they're very, very rich in terms of natural wealth. And this is why, dear sisters, Allah Azza wa Jal, Rasulullah, he mentioned that وَإِنَّ كُلَّ أُمَّةٍ فِتْنَةٍ, that every nation has a fitna. وَفِتْنَةٌ ummati mal, and the fitna for my ummah is wealth. And this is so true, because with this wealth we can easily say that when you have too much money, وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran that they love their wealth so much, they're violently in love. If you have this much wealth, then what happens is that the DAJJALIC system is being encouraged to have upper hand in the world, because through this wealth, through this money, you can buy people's iman. I can buy, somebody's 5 daily prayers if I want, and if I have money, I can give him, let's say $20 if he goes to the masjid. So I can buy his iman. Anybody, unfortunately, but this is true because we're living in this DAJJALIC system. Saudi Arabia, they're building palaces, they're building mansions, they're building this, building that. A lot of the time, these are not absolutely necessary, but they're doing it because they want to show off, and because also the DAJJALIC influence, the DAJJALIC systems influence. Let's take a little bit more, inshallah, and then I'll be making a few more comments.
That power only became more controversial when he became king in 2015, after the passing of his older brother. In 2015, he ordered the bombing of Yemen after the royal family in Yemen fled the city to escape an uprising. During this time, Saudi Arabia committed multiple war crimes against Yemen, including the destruction of a camp that housed civilians displaced by war. Cluster bombs were used, and altogether, over 100,000 civilians were killed in the fighting. That being said, most criticism for the ruling family is directed at one individual, King Salman's son, Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Even Prince Salman's rise to power is marred by controversy. The former crown prince, Naif, was removed from his position of power and replaced by Prince Salman. When he was replaced, he was put under house arrest, removed from all his political positions, and hidden from the public for months. In fact, dozens of rival princes, billionaires, and political powers have been put under house arrest, arrested for corruption, and exiled from Saudi Arabia since Prince Salman has rose to power. The most controversy, however, came with the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Jamal was a well-known journalist who had become increasingly critical of the royal family, specifically Prince Salman. Jamal was murdered by Saudi Arabian officials at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. By 2018, the CIA determined that Prince Salman had ordered the murder. That being said, nothing will come of the killing. There will be no murder charges filed and no pushback from the public, simply because the family is so wealthy. How wealthy are they exactly? Well, as I said earlier, the royal family earned almost all of its money on oil. The state-owned oil company, Saudi Aramco, is the backbone of the royal family's fortune. Saudi Aramco is considered by many to be the wealthiest company in the world by revenue. They have the world's second largest crude oil reserves and the largest daily oil production in the world. In addition, many members of the royal family have jobs and own shares of companies around the globe. King Salman was implicated in the Panama Papers for using an offshore company in the British Virgin Isles to take out mortgages on his luxury property in London. The mortgages totaled $35 million. And those luxury homes aren't the only properties owned by King Salman. In total, he has 4 palaces at his disposal, each more extravagant than the last. Al Yamamaka Palace is stunning, a sprawling estate in Riyadh. As the primary residence of King Salman, it looks exactly as you would expect. The massive home has ornate marble floors, intricate crown molding, geometric carvings, expensive silk carpets, and crystal chandeliers. Hand-painted wall panels are coated in gold, which only adds to the royal feel of the building. Al Uja Palace, a smaller palace outside of Riyadh.
Okay, one thing I want to make mention of, which is that this music is coming directly from the video. So don't blame me for the music. I do not use music. This video I cannot help. I cannot cut it out. But I again will try my best every time I make videos not to include or have a video that has music in it. The second thing is we talk about the DAJJALIC Palace of Saudi Arabia. Now this is the second palace that they're mentioning. Let's take a listen carefully which one they're referring to as the DAJJALIC Palace.
Is just as impressive. The home features hand-carved walls with traditional Arabic designs and antique furniture that costs more than most people's homes. Mosaic flooring that's been carefully placed shines throughout the home, really detailing the amount of craftsmanship that went into making the palace. Perhaps the most well-known of all his palaces, Urja Palace, has been in the news often. It is his newest, the biggest, and the most ostentatious out of all the homes. Silk carpets are found in every room. Imported Italian marble coats every hallway, every ballroom, and every bathroom. Nearly everything in the palace is gilded. Even the trash cans are made from solid silver. When Obama visited the palace during his presidency, it was hard to miss the solid gold tissue holder in between the gold chairs he and King Salman sat in. And while King Salman's wealth is clear to see, he's a bit more secretive than his son. King Salman is known to have millions of dollars worth of property in London, but all of them are hidden behind company names to hide them from the public. Prince Salman, however, wants the world to know how wealthy he is. He was all over the headlines in 2015 for buying the world's second most expensive home.
Okay, guys, I'll not play the rest of the video. It is quite obvious that the amount of money, wealth they have, it is unbelievable. It is just unbelievable. Hopefully this video will give you some idea about the DAJJALIC system we're living in, the wealth people possess, the money they have in Saudi government. I'm not saying Saudi government is the DAJJALIC government. What I'm saying is that this amount of money is just a big fitna, and we know that DAJJAL is also a fitna. So this fitna, this fitan, they are actually inspire and encourage other people to do the same thing. This is why you see other kingdom, other palaces, other king and whatnot, they compete with each other to see who has more money. So again, we need to be careful about this. Hopefully inshallah this video will give you some idea and awareness so that inshallah we do not run after money. But wallahi, like, this is amazing. The amount of money they have is just mind-boggling. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.